Recent analyses from both Taiwanese defense circles and U.S. military experts suggest that China has reached an advanced stage of readiness for a rapid and coordinated military campaign against Taiwan. The People's Liberation Army (PLA), according to sources on both sides of the Pacific, has not only increased the pace and complexity of its military drills, but also positioned forces to enable a swift transition from training to actual combat with little or no notice. A senior official within Taiwan's military establishment revealed that the PLA's missile and air force units, which would form the spearhead of any invasion, have reached a level of operational maturity enabling immediate activation. The capability for an instant transition from peacetime posture to wartime engagement is now a strategic reality for China's top-tier combat units. Supporting this assessment, additional Taiwanese sources confirmed that Chinese amphibious units are engaged in relentless training near key embarkation zones. Simultaneously, the Army's aviation brigades, critical for airborne insertion operations, remain on high alert. These developments are accompanied by the deployment of new rocket systems capable of hitting targets across Taiwan, providing a cost-effective and swift response strike option for the PLA. The commander of U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Papero, remarked earlier this year that China's military exercises are approaching the threshold where they can no longer be dismissed as routine maneuvers. "We are getting very close to a scenario where an exercise serves as a smokescreen for an actual invasion," he warned. The scale of airspace violations has also changed dramatically. PLA aircraft now enter Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone (ADIZ) more than 245 times each month, compared to fewer than 10 instances per month just 5 years ago. Additionally, Chinese jets routinely cross the Taiwan Straits median line, a symbolic boundary previously respected by both sides, about 120 times per month. A U.S. defense official pointed to this as clear evidence of a sustained air campaign designed to pressure and destabilize Taiwan's defenses. One particularly stark demonstration occurred last October, when 153 Chinese warplanes flew sorties near the island in a single day. Taiwanese officials attribute this surge in operational capacity to Beijing's procurement and deployment of a modern fighter fleet, including the J-10, J-11, J-16 and stealth-capable J-20. These aircraft, in conjunction with Y-20 aerial refueling tankers, have significantly expanded the PLA Air Force's combat radius, allowing deep penetration into Taiwanese airspace without relying on vulnerable coastal airbases. At sea, the PLA Navy has seen similar modernization and tactical growth. Since 2022, Chinese destroyers, especially the advanced Type 052D class, have maintained near-continuous deployments through key maritime choke points such as the Miyako Strait and Bashi Channel. These routes are vital for accessing the wider Pacific and would be crucial in any long-range operation involving Taiwan. Former Taiwanese Army instructor Yang Taiyuan highlighted that Chinese warships would likely surge into the Pacific early in a conflict to avoid being trapped near the mainland once hostilities begin. The increased PLA naval presence in the Western Pacific over the past year appears to reflect dry runs for this very scenario. According to the U.S. Department of Defense, the PLA Navy and Chinese Coast Guard now maintain a regular patrol of roughly a dozen ships circling Taiwan. This persistent presence, combined with proximity to strategic ports, enables Chinese forces to quickly impose a maritime blockade if ordered. Amphibious readiness remains another cornerstone of China's strategy. Taiwanese intelligence tracks the types of helicopters stationed on PLA destroyers and amphibious assault ships, especially the Type 075 class, as they would likely be used to insert special forces or disrupt critical infrastructure during the opening stages of an assault. A senior military analyst in Taipei emphasized that this forward positioning drastically reduces the time and distance needed to project force across the Taiwan Strait. Beyond hardware and logistics, analysts point to broader structural reforms that have made the PLA more capable of joint, cross-domain operations. Under President Xi Jinping's directive, major reforms launched in 2015 dismantled the rigid hierarchies of the old PLA and replaced them with more nimble command structures. These changes laid the groundwork for the combined arms approach now regularly displayed in Taiwan-focused exercises. During the PLA's 2022 response to then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, China demonstrated its ability to sequence operations involving rockets, naval forces, and air power. By the following year, those actions were being executed simultaneously, indicating a maturing ability to conduct complex, integrated operations. Dr. Joshua Arostegui of the U.S. Army War College noted this evolution as a leap in confidence and coordination, adding that China now appears capable of orchestrating large-scale, multifaceted campaigns, an alarming sign for Taiwan and its partners. On land, the most profound changes have occurred within China's ground forces. Xi's restructuring efforts have transformed the PLA's massive army into smaller, more agile units. 6 amphibious combined arms brigades have been positioned along China's southeast coast, directly facing Taiwan. These formations, with independent operational capability, are designed to spearhead an island invasion and hold territory. One Taiwanese official explained that these units require virtually no additional preparation to launch. They are already stationed at embarkation points and train continuously, he said. The introduction of the PCH-191 multiple launch rocket system marks another important shift. With a 300-kilometer range, these mobile launchers can strike anywhere in Taiwan, offering a versatile tool for disabling air defenses and neutralizing coastal defenses. Unlike traditional missiles, the PCH-191 is cheaper, reloads faster, and is harder to detect, making it ideal for high-intensity operations with a surprise element. Following Pelosi's visit, these launchers have been widely deployed along China's southeastern seaboard and incorporated into every Taiwan-focused exercise since. Their role in enabling rapid assault by amphibious and airborne troops makes them a pivotal piece of the PLA's playbook. Veteran PLA analyst Dennis Blasco described this capability as a critical enabler. It allows for high-impact strikes with little notice. That compresses Taiwan's response time and makes defense extremely difficult. The most impressive strides, according to U.S. officials, have come in the development of the PLA's joint firepower campaign, combining missiles, artillery, airstrikes, and naval operations into one cohesive offensive strategy. However, some challenges persist. Analysts caution that the PLA's leadership and decision-making processes still lag behind modern standards for adaptive combat operations. This is one of the most complex military missions imaginable, a U.S. defense source commented. Despite their progress, they haven't yet demonstrated the flexibility or real-time adaptability required for high-intensity, modern warfare. Beijing's strategy may not hinge solely on traditional combat. A recent article in the Chinese military magazine Naval and Merchant Ships outlined a scenario in which China disables Taiwan through strategic targeting of critical infrastructure. The article suggested that disrupting energy, water, and communication networks could paralyze Taiwanese society, forcing capitulation without open conflict. This approach, dubbed urban collapse warfare, aligns with Sun Tzu's ancient maxim of winning without fighting. By creating cascading system failures, the PLA could avoid a protracted war while achieving political objectives. Given Taiwan's dependency on imported energy and its vulnerability to natural disasters, such a campaign could prove devastating. As military pressure intensifies, Taiwan and its allies must now consider both the conventional and unconventional threats posed by China's rapidly modernizing military machine. The clock is ticking on a geopolitical fault line where miscalculation could ignite a regional conflict with global consequences.